We're back for season 2 of the 100. The 100, Americ, the 100.
Let's do this.
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine, this is Americ.
Hello.
And we're back for a new story time. As promised, we're doing season 2 of the 100.
Yep.
So for those of you who are new to Storytime, I explain seasons of shows that Americ hasn't seen yet.
There you go.
That he might be interested in. Try to convince him to start watching the show. So we've already done season 1 if you want to watch it, link in the description. And now we're gonna start with season 2 because he loved season 1.
Oh, season 1 was dope. Let's do season 2. Okay.
So Clark is in the cell.
Yeah.
Mount Weather.
Yeah.
What is going on?
What's going on?
What's
Let's do
happening?
this. Yeah.
There's like a whole population of humans that have survived. They kind of tell her, you know, you're like, they let her out of her cell and they take her to like the dining room where the other people that were captured, some of the other 100 kids or sky people were taken, and they're all like, you know, as if they're part of the group, like eating with the mountain man and all of that.
So just to recap, there's the original 100, or at least what's left of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there is the
mountain man.
But wasn't there like the drop ship of 1,000 people? Did they make it?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're there and they're like, hey, you're our guest, you know, and she's like, I don't know about that. You know, she doesn't really trust them. And they actually have survived, but they have to stay in Mount Weather because they weren't exposed to the
radiation.
To the radiation in the environment. So they can't, like, they die if they go out pretty much. And so they put hazmat suits and stuff like that to go out. So they're not like grounders, and they're not like the 100. Like the 100 are like, oh yeah, we're fine. But they can't deal with the outside world, which is why they're staying in Mount Weather. So she meets President Wallace. This is President Wallace.
Oh, it looks creepy.
So she's like, I want to get out, right? Which, you know, they say, hey, you're a guest, but, you know, you can't get out. Anyway, and then Jasper seems to be like, he's like, oh, I'm liking this. This is kind of nice. We get food, you know, it's cool. Whatever. And we also meet Maya. She's like one of the mountain people who becomes a love interest for Jasper, actually.
Okay.
So he gets quite smitten with her.
No wonder he doesn't want to go.
Yeah, he's like, hey! We realize that Bellamy and Finn have survived, and they get rescued by Abby and Kane and all the people that dropped from the Ark and survived. So they're alive.
Okay.
And they go back to the camp, and then there's Raven and Murphy and all the main characters that we know are still alive. And Monty is actually in the mountain with Jasper, because Monty and Jasper are like really good friends. I don't know if I had mentioned that.
So
Lincoln.
Jaha stayed up.
Jaha's still up. So he's gonna apparently die. We don't really know what's happening with him. Lincoln has to take Octavia to his village to save her from an arrow that poisoned her, and he doesn't have anything to save her, so he takes her to the village. But if he goes there, he knows he will be killed because he betrayed them by, you know, associating himself with, you know, and he kind of helped with getting the grounders to negotiate, but then he turned bad, so, you know, they don't really like him right now. So Octavia is healed by one of his friends, Nico, I think is his name. She tries to get Lincoln back, you know, takes him in hostage. They hand Lincoln back to her. She gets attacked by Reapers who take Lincoln, and so she goes with the hunting party after Reaper, thinking, okay, I might get Lincoln back. And so we meet Indra.
Yeah.
And then we find Chancellor Jaha, who's still in space.
Okay.
Alive. So he has this hallucination of like a baby crying. Anyway, so he ends up actually making it to Earth. Like he drops down to Earth via a nuclear missile that's like inactive or something like that. So he drops down to Earth. He's alive. He's surviving. He's making it, right? And then, but you know, the people on the ground don't know that. So Abby is made chancellor.
Abby is mom, right?
The mom, yeah.
Okay.
In the meantime, while they're, you know, setting up and all that, you know, so she's the doctor and the chancellor. And then Clark actually finds out what the mountain men are up to. She finds Anya, you remember from the Grounders. They actually capture Grounders to use their blood to heal themselves from like radioactive like stuff or anything that has to do, and they're trying to figure out how to use blood to become to be able to resist all the radiation that's outside. So they do a lot of experiments and stuff like that. It's pretty bad.
See, I knew they were creepy.
Yeah. And so we suddenly see Lincoln. He's been taken by the Reapers, and they took him to Mount Weather because the Reapers work with the Mountain Men to bring in the Grounders.
No.
Yep. And so what happens is they actually give him some drugs and stuff like that, and they make him a Reaper.
No.
Yeah. So
they make Reapers?
I think so. Yeah, pretty much.
And how do they look like?
They look like just kind of crazed humans. They don't really look like, dirty or just like, Raven has, and this is important to note, that Raven has a bullet in her spine, and so Abby does a surgery on her, and it just makes her like she can't walk as well anymore. The point is she's not as mobile as she used to be. She can't fight as well, and it's kind of weighing on her, a little bit. So Jaha fell down somewhere on Earth, like not exactly where they are. So he finds this kid and his family, and they talk to him like they're going to the City of Light. They're looking for the City of Light. We don't really know what this is, but it's important for later on for you to know that that's where they were looking for. As Jaha leaves those people, tries to find his people, like the Sky people, he gets taken by Grounders. We don't really see that, but we notice that he's being held captive when Kane gets taken captive too by the Grounders, and he's like, "Hey, Jaha, you're alive! You're on Earth! What? That's crazy!"
So at this point, does Jaha know his son is dead?
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, a long time ago. And then this is when shit goes crazy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right, so Finn thinks that Clark was taken captive by Grounders, which he wasn't. She was taken captive by Mountain Men.
But where's Finn?
Finn, he was outside with Bellamy.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
just kind of rescued by the people. So he takes Murphy to go find her, and they go to a Grounders village. And he's just kind of a little bit crazy, like this whole thing has messed him up a little bit. Yeah. He's trying to find Clark. He's like, "Where is she? Where is she?" And he threatens them. He burns some of their houses, and Murphy's like, "Dude," and if Murphy is stopping you, you're going crazy, right? Yeah. And someone tries to escape. He kills them. Yeah. And then he starts shooting and killing everyone. Wow. Yep. Oh, he goes like on a killing rampage, And at that point, actually, Clark.
Well, last thing I remember, she was like.
She found Anya. Yeah. And actually, they escape together. I forgot to mention. Okay. So they escape together. So and Anya gets shot when they make it to the camp. Because they think she's a Grounder, and she's like, "Kill her! She's a Grounder!" So they shoot her. They almost kill Clark, thinking she's also a Grounder, but then they recognize, I think.
Is she dead? Is Anya dead?
Anya's dead. So she dies. God. Yeah.
And Jasper? He's still in the mountain.
He's still in the mountain with Maya.
Oh shit.
So Clark's out, and so they go find Finn and Murphy, and they actually arrive as they seeing him shoot up the place and killing people and going crazy, and then he sees her and he's like, "I found you." Like, what the hell had happened to him, And she's like, "Holy shit, that guy went crazy." And this is where we meet Lexa.
Okay. So she's a Grounder.
She's a Grounder. She's a commander of the 12 clans of Grounders. So she's like the queen, right?
Girl power.
Have you heard Klexa, maybe?
No.
That will come. You will come to know.
Clark.
Klexa. Anyway, what? They meet her. She tells Jaha, "Go back to the camp. Tell them they have like a day to leave or die." Right? And so they argue at the camp. Jaha wants to go to City of Light because he's like, "Oh, this is where we're meant to go." And then Abby is like, "No, I want to go, save the people on Mount Weather." In the meantime, they get Lincoln out of Mount Weather.
And he's still
a Reaper, but actually, here's the thing. Clark figures out a way to bring him back to become a Grounder again. And this information is valuable to Grounders. She thinks she can negotiate with that information to get a truce between the two. And Lexa is like, "All right, but you need to let me kill Finn first before the truce happens."
Because he killed so many people.
In Mount Weather, at the same time, a doctor figures out that if you take the bone marrow of the Sky people and you transplant into the Mountain people, suddenly they can walk outside. Totally. The president says, "No, we can't do that, though." The creepy president is like, "No, that's too much," right? But his son, Cage, is like, screw it, let's do it.
So you have to take the entire bone marrow?
Yeah, you kill them pretty much. Yeah. And then back at camp, people are arguing like, should we give Finn? Like, what's the deal? Finn actually gives himself up to the Rounders. They have a ceremony to like, cause it's like revenge type of thing, like, you know, or like, you know, you commit a crime instead of going to prison, they execute you, but it's apparently very painful, very horrible. And then Clark, you know, like Raven is like, please save him, because she's still like in love with him because it's her boyfriend, or it's a little complicated relationship there. And one last attempt, Clark goes to Lexa and kind of begs her like, please, you know, don't kill him, and then Lexa is like, no, you know, we're gonna kill him. So she says, at least let me say goodbye to him. She goes to say goodbye to him, and she kills him. She stabs him in the heart. So that
he doesn't suffer.
So he doesn't suffer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty like I was like,
is this real life?
They did just kill Finn? What?
No.
So this piece of information is important for season 3. At some point, you know, Clark and Lexa talk a lot and, you know, get to know each other, because Clark is kind of representing the Sky people to Lexa, and they kind of collaborate. And Lexa tells her about Kostya, her former lover, who was tortured and killed by one of her, like, sort of an enemy, or one of the people from the 12 clans, called the Ice Queen. And Ice Queen is important for season 3.
Okay.
And she did it because she thought she knew Lexa's secret and she wants power, right? Bellamy goes inside Mount Weather to try and get their people out, like inside man, try to, you know, get them out. Doesn't work exactly right, but Maya helps him, escape. So he's in there. Jaha, on the other hand, he decides to leave camp to go search for a City of Light, and he takes Murphy with him.
Okay.
And a group of other people, irrelevant, they're all gone. It's only him and Murphy by the end of it.
All right.
Don't even remember who he was. It's just him and Murphy.
Okay,
That's all that matters. Also, if you remember Indra, she's kind of impressed with Octavia's fighting spirit. So she offers to take her as her second under her and train her to fight. So she trains Octavia to fight like really well, you know. So now Octavia is like, she's become sort of a grounder actually. So Cage in Mount Weather takes over the presidency, forces his dad away. He's crazy. He's like, we're gonna survive. I will kill everyone, and I want power. And then at that point, Bellamy realizes that there are children inside of Mount Weather. And, you know, and good people. It's not, you know, it's just the people, some people at the top, they're kind of crazy and want to kill them. So he's like, oh, I don't want to kill everyone. I want to kill the bad people, you know? Because he's inside, they have communication with the outside. So Clark gets information that there's going to be a missile that hits a peace conference where Kane and a lot of other of their people and the Grounders are, and they want to go warn them. But Lexa stops her, saying, no, if we stop it, then they're gonna, like, Cage is gonna know you have someone inside, so we're not gonna get your people out. So you need to let it happen. And she sees her mom going there. She actually saves her mom, so her mom survives. But the thing, like, there's a missile that just kind of crashes there. So Clark actually goes and kills the person that sent the bomb or the missile, and it's a mountain man, and she realizes he doesn't have a hazmat suit because the bone marrow. So she realizes they're starting to kill her people. Oh. So inside Mount Weather, you have kind of like the bad people, the rebellion trying to, you know, fight the people that are trying to kill them. So, you know, it's not all the mountain men are not trying to get to kill the people. So there's some people working with Jasper and Monty and Bellamy and everyone, and like Maya is with them trying to help them. But then there are the Cage and all the people trying to kill them. Of course, I should mention Clexa. So Lexa tells Clark she has feelings for her. So, you know, there's this whole thing, and Clark is like, you know, I'm not ready to have like a relationship with her. Like, I just killed like the guy that I was, you know, had feelings for like not too long ago. So, you know, as they're getting ready, like Lexa and Clark getting ready with their people to fight the Mountain Men, Lexa gives the order to leave. She made a deal with the Mountain Men. And that they would just leave. So she betrays Clark.
No.
And she's like, it's you know, it's my people, right? It's about survival. So. And then when the Sky people see the Grounders leave, they're like, well, f this. We're leaving too. So now Clark is by herself at the doors of Mount Weather with her people inside and nobody there to help her get them out, and Bellamy's still inside also. Bellamy gets Clark and Octavia inside the mountain, and they take the president, like the Wallace, the father, hostage to try and force Cage to let her people go, because he also has like her mom and Kane from the missile that fell down. Like they got all the survivors. It took them to get the marrow, right? When he refuses, she kills the president. She shoots him.
No shit.
She's like, oh, you think I'm playing? Kills the guy. Screw it. So then he takes her mom and starts to like do a thing on her. At this point, she's like, I have no other options. And she asks Monty to like hack into, I think, the air filtration system of Mount Weather and to let the outside air in.
So kill everyone.
Kill everyone. She's like, do you have another solution? Like and at that point, like the scene is the mountain men have like her mom, Kane, other people, and they're literally like drilling in them, like cutting them and trying to get their bone marrow while they're still alive, like while they're still awake, so it's kind of horrible. So Clark is looking at Bellamy like, do you have another idea? Like, what can we do? We have to do it. And so she says, Monty, do it. And then there's like, they need to like push the button up to do it. And Bellamy says, we're going to do it together. So they both, do it. Everyone dies. Everyone. All the mountain people die. Maya dies in Jasper's arms. And he's like, what the hell? Are you insane? Like, these were like good people. Of course, he's like torn, like, wow, this is insane. What have you done? Cage escapes though, and he's outside like, woo, I'm free. He probably got some bone marrow. Lincoln comes after him and kills him. Everyone returns to camp, so all the survivors. But Clark says to Bellamy that she can't go in, like she just can't deal with, what they've done, and she knows like people are gonna look at her, and she had to do what she had to do, and she just needs to go right now. So she leaves. And then we get to final scene, Jaha and Murphy.
Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah, the two guys.
Rowing on the boat, the only two people left.
Do you want a boat?
At some point they were we are getting to the City of Light. They get to the City of Light. Murphy, I think, gets abandoned by Jaha, and he goes to explore something, and he finds this kind of bunker inside, and he watches this video in there, and this guy, it's like, I couldn't stop her. She got the launch codes, and, I'm sorry, and he kills himself, right? He shoots him, and Murphy's like, what the hell is this, right? And at the same time, there's like this big mention that Jaha finds with like drones and stuff, and he comes in and he finds this woman she calls herself Allie.
Okay.
And he realizes, oh, Allie's not a person. She's an AI.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, oh, welcome, I've been waiting you. And she knows his name. She's like, thank you for the present you brought me. The nuclear heads that he dropped on.
Oh,
like that he used to land on Earth. And that's the end of season 2.
No.
Doo-doo.
Oh. Now I want to see it. Damn you. God damn it.
Isn't it a good show?
That's a really good show, man. Clark is a badass.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Shoot. Wow.
I think Americ's ready for season 3. He hasn't even seen the show, and he's like, when is it starting?
That's insane. She killed everyone.
Yep.
Alright guys, if Sandrine forgot something from season 2, please feel free to comment that below.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, because I think we're still going to talk about
we might have like an extra video. I think there might be some trailer watching for
There
season
might be
3.
some trailer watching. I think so. I think that's in order. Anyways, in the meantime, make sure to subscribe if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye.
It's so funny that you love it so much. Like, I mean, I kind of expected you to like it.
I think I like it because it's darker and grittier than I thought. I honestly thought it was way more fluffy.
This is why I was like, you've only seen the first episode. You've seen nothing.
I honestly thought it was going to be way fluffier than that.
No,
but it's
it got really
definitely
dark. Like,
darker.